Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So let's get started. For those crazy people out there who never seen you before, just in a couple of seconds, give us your name and tell us what you do.
Yo, man, what's up? It's bruh, man, from the fifth flow. And I just, do what I do, man. Make sandwiches and just be chilling.
All right. So, bruh, man, let's go back to where it all started for you, when you was a kid in Texas. I did my research. I know you was born in Texas. What made you fall in love with comedy?
Man, well, actually, man, I started acting first, man, theater, man. And went to college, majored in theater. And when I got out here, I did a lot of things before Martin. And, then when I did Martin, man, that's when I started doing the comedy. J. Anthony Brown used to warm up the audience for Martin, for the Martin show in between takes and stuff. And he asked me if I wanted to go to Houston to host this comedy spot, man. So, I said, yeah, let's do it. I did it. And ever since, man, I started doing comedy, man.
So you said you were acting. That's how you got your start. You didn't necessarily start in comedy. I like that. So with the acting, though, is there anybody in your family, maybe your mom, maybe your dad, grandmother, something, cousin, brother, sister, whoever, is there someone that you got that passion from to even start the acting?
Nah, man, I my passion. You see behind me, that dude behind me, Bruce Lee.
Right.
That was that was my motivation. And all the blaxploitation movies like Jim Brown, Jim Kennedy, Fred Williamson, Richard Roundtree. I used to go to the movies all the time, man. When I was a kid, man, I knew that I wanted to do that, man, ever since I was in the 4th grade. So I was like, you know what? I played football, ran track, went to college, man, on football scholarship, started majoring in theater, and came out to Hollywood, man. Told my friends, I said, I'm finna go to Hollywood, hang with Stallone. I said, the next time you see me, I'll be on TV. Left Missouri, and came to LA. First movie I did was with Stallone. Next time my boys, and I was on TV, man. True story. That's how it turned out.
I like that. So, did you necessarily know that you would? I mean, you are hosting the comedy club. When you're hosting the comedy club, you get your first comedy show. Was everybody laughing at you? Was they not feeling you? Because sometimes when you might be a comedian, they might not be feeling you at first, so it might take a while. Was that experience? How was that experience for you?
Well, the first time I did it, man, like I said, I was hosting, man. So it wasn't that much pressure on me. So the pressure wasn't that bad, man. So it worked out. It worked out, man. I mean, I remember I think I got booed one time opening up for Biggie, man. Opening up for Biggie. That was the situation right there, bro. But okay. Other than that, man, I mean, it's been good, man. It's been good, man. I can't complain, man. I mean, now I'm a veteran, seasoned vet, so I go out and do it, and it's just like waking up in the morning, man. It's something like it's just a natural thing to me now. So I love what I do, man. And they say if you can make a living loving what you do, you never work a day in your life, man. So that's how I feel, man. I love entertaining, love being on the screen, love being on TV. I think I've been in front of the public eye ever since I was in the 3rd grade, man. I used to be in a choir at school, and then football, track, and then what I do now, man. So I always been, somewhere in the public eye, dude.
I like that. Yo, if you are just joining us, you are tuned in to the Pimp Game Podcast, and I'm your host, Kenny D, and we are here with the one and only comedian icon, bruh man. That's right, from the 5th floor on the hit TV show, Martin, we got you. So, let me ask you this, bruh man. So now you've done acting. You're in high school doing your thing there. You've been known ever since the 3rd grade. All of that. How did you get the call to get on Martin, the show Martin? How did you get that call when you finally got on the show? How did you get that call?
Right. Well, it's funny, man, because like I said, I've done a lot of things before Martin, man, and what happened was, man, I never forget, man. I was in Texas. I went home for the I think for a week to visit, you know, my family because my mother, she's still there, and you know, friends and relatives, and so I went home to visit, man. And my friend had a friend, man, named Tuffy, called him Tuffy. So I was at his house, and he had a lot of videotapes, man, of the Martin show. So he had put one of the videotapes in, and we was watching Martin, and I was on the floor literally, man, dying, laughing at Dragonfly Jones. That was my favorite character. So I'm on the floor crying. And then, man, I got back to LA a week later, and I had my agent call me and I'll go audition for Eileen Knight. They said they want to audition you for the Martin show as a character on there. They want you to do. I said, all right, cool. Went in and I did it one way, man. And Eileen McKnight said, well, can you do it like something a little different? So I put a little different flavor in it, man. And she said, okay, I'm gonna take you across the street to meet Martin, and you know, we're gonna audition for the producer. So I went over there. Producers, man, Kenny Buford and all them cats in there, man. Martin them sitting with their hat to the side, and you know, chilling, and you know, trying to intimidate people, right? So man, I hit them with the fifth flow. That wasn't even in the script, man. The fifth flow joint, and they was like, yeah. They say, man, and I got the part right there on the spot, man. You know, usually they'll call your agent, tell your agent we want to book him, but they told me right there on the spot, man. We like that, man. Martin was like, yo, man, I like everybody else came in here with the Hollywood. You came in here with that flavor, man, and I like that. And they that's how I got the part, dude.
So let me ask you this, because that's the famous line, bro, man, for the fifth floor. Where did that come from? Was that from when you were hosting, when you first started out, doing comedy? Where did that come from?
Now, like I said, I did comedy after the Martin, but the thing was, you know, it was just something that was spur of the moment, man. You know, it had in the script, it had fifth flow, but the four finger thing, that was all made up. I made all that, and I was doing it like this, and everybody was laughing. Martin was like, why y'all laughing? They said, man, he's saying fifth flow, but holding up four fingers. Martin said, oh, I couldn't tell. He said, man, do it like that. And I did it like that, and it looks better, it reads better like that. And Martin was laughing, man. He's like, yo, now that is funny, man. And you know, so you know, a lot of stuff, man, we made up. Going to the walk. You know, the walk was the first episode when Martin told me to get out of this chair, and I got up and I'm trying to walk slow so that my mama could see me on TV. You know, right. I ain't want to get out the camera, right? So I'm walking slow. Right. And Tashina Honor, who played Pam, she's like, "Yo, dude, that's funny, man. You see how you was walking?" And that's how the walk started. You know, and one day I was going out the door. One said, you know, it'd be funny, man, if you turn and go out the window, man. Just go out the window. That'll be funny. So that's how they came about. So, you know, we just made a lot of stuff up as we went along, man.
So let me ask you this, because my favorite character on the show was Shanae. I love Shanae. Did you ever do any scenes with Shanae? Because I don't think I saw it, but maybe you did.
No, I don't think I did any scenes with Shanae, man. I did some with Yo-Yo. You remember Yo-Yo was on there with the little, I did some stuff with Yo-Yo and Simbi, but I never did anything with Shanae, man. That would have been cool, bro, man, and Shanae, you know. Bro, man, and Shanae chilling, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
That'd have been funny. That'd have been funny.
Let me ask you this. With your time on the show, Martin, what was your most memorable moment? I know you guys broke up, the cast broke up, all that stuff for, you know, internal reasons or what have you. What was your most memorable moment of being on the show on Martin?
All of them, man. All of them. I think only did maybe 12 episodes, man. And people think they like, what? Just 12? That's all I did. And I did like 40 episodes of Bernie Mac show, but I did way less shows than Martin, and every one of them, man, was memorable to me, man. I mean, had so much fun over there, man. I learned so much working with Martin, you know, who's a natural comic, you know, funny dude, man. I learned so much from him. And like I said, I tell people, man, I got my master's degree working on Martin and my PhD working with Bernie. That's how I look at it, man. That's how I look at it.
I like that. I like that. So for all those people out there, we just want to take a quick, brief interlude to reach out to those people who want fashion. You want the latest fashion in men's and women, make sure you reach out to Fashionista Boutique to get your latest styles, all right? So you mentioned you work with Martin, obviously, you also got your PhD working with Bernie Mac. Two icons in the game. They're legendary. I know Bernie is no longer here with us anymore. But what's the difference between the two, working with Martin and working with Bernie Mac?
Well, I say working on Martin was more, you more focused because it was a 5-camera show, so you had to be there every day. You had to be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I think we taped on Friday, maybe something like that. I think it was, and so you there every day, and it's more, structured, more focused because you rehearsing all the time. But Bernie was like, you just go there and do your scene and you done. And man, we used to joke so much on Bernie, man, sitting around the card table, man, Bernie telling us stories, and we became so well adapt to what we were doing that it was so simple, so easy. We could go around and Bernie telling us jokes and we talking back and forth on around the table, and then they'll say action. We'll go right into our scene, man. And then after that, they'll say cut. We go right back into talking. You know what I'm saying? Just joking it. So it wasn't even like work, man. So
Wow.
that's the difference. It's like working on Bernie wasn't even like work. It was just like, somebody telling us jokes, we're having fun and just rolling. And Martin, you like I say, you every day, you rehearsing every day. So it was a whole different vibe. But we still had fun on Martin. We still joked and laughed, in between when it wasn't, your time to be on the stage. We joking in the parking lot, man. And then one time, man, Pam Grier was working on the lot on another stage, and she came downstairs, and I'm a big fan of Pam Grier. And, and all of us talking to her, man, I'm so big of a fan as a kid that I couldn't even open my mouth, man. She just walked away after, everybody talked to her, and I never got a chance to say that, man, because I was too afraid to open my mouth. So, it's just, but both sets, man, were fun. But like I say, on Burning, we just had more, it was just more laid back because, you come in there, they might tell me to come in at 10 o'clock. I have a 10 o'clock call time. And they have 3 scenes before mine. And that means I can go out and chill. Me and my friends go, and the other dude, all head dude, table with us. We used to go out and play golf, and then they'll call us in to come, to come do our scene, man. And we done, So it was more laid back, I think, on the Bernie Mac show because it was a single camera show. Yeah.
I like that. So many people may not know you were in the movie Menace to Society. Right? You were in that movie. A lot of people don't know. Myself, I didn't know. I had to do some research. I got my ears to the streets. Were you the guy? I don't know. Were you the guy? I don't remember seeing you in the movie. Were you the guy who jumped out of the van with the jerk curl, who robbed Cam at the gas station?
I was a dude in the beginning, man. I was a dude in the beginning, man, on the porch. Me and Glenn Plummer, little man on the porch, little Kane. I said, yo, man, get a little nigga a drink. I said, boy, this party for grown folks, boy. Yeah,
wow.
That was me.
Think about that. That was you.
Yeah. Right before Sam Jackson shot your boy. Yeah, that was me, man.
So going to that scene, that was a dope scene. What was your thoughts on that scene? Was you guys able to watch in on that scene with Samuel L. Jackson?
Nah, I didn't watch it. I don't even know if I seen Sam on the set, man. He could have been. But I don't know, man, because you know how they do movies, man. I mean, he probably wasn't even there. They probably didn't shoot that scene at the same place we were outside. But that's cool because I'm just thinking, now that you brought that to my attention, I'm like, yeah, I did a movie with Sam Jackson before. I'm realizing that right now. I just showed I did a movie with Sam Jackson, with Samuel.
So with Menace to Society, that's the only part you were in.
Yeah, that's the only part I was in. That's the only part. Okay. And the funny thing about it, I auditioned for O-Dog. And but the Hughes brothers, I was too old to play O-Dog, but my man, Lorenz, he rocked that junk, man. So they like, wow, man, you good, man. So we gonna find something in here for you. And they gave me that part, hey, man, it's like they say, it's no small parts, it's small actors. So right. I took that with pride, man. because it was a big movie. You know, it was a big movie, and I was a part of it, man. So you know, I'm blessed to be. You know.
I like that. So when you guys were filming Menace to Society, granted your role was small, did you ever think that that movie would blow up the way that it did?
Never thought that. Never thought. I never thought that movie would blow up. I never thought Bruh Man would blow up. I never thought. You know, it's funny because you the things that you think would blow up don't, and the things that you didn't think would blow up does. So you know, when I first realized the Bruh Man character was big, I went into this restaurant one time, man, and a whole lot of kids was in there, man. They ran up to me, man, and hugging me and, bro, man, you know, bro, man. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool right here. That's how I knew that it was on another level. You know what I mean? So
like
yeah, that was cool, man.
Now you did a little skit with Young Jock. I believe it's Young Jock. He's talking to a lady. You come up there, grab his food. How was that? I know it was small, the sample size is small, but it was dope to me. How was that to go back into your inner Bruh Man?
Man, we did a show together, man, up in Chicago. I think it was somewhere like outside of Chicago, maybe somewhere out there in Chicago. And so we was talking, man. He said, yeah. I said, yeah, man, we'll do a skit. So, you know, after I did my set, you know, I got ready to roll. He said, yo, dog, I thought we was gonna do the skit. I was like, yeah, man, let's get it done, man. We did it just like that, man. That bad fella got over a million likes, million, you know, views and stuff, man. That was cool, man. That was cool. And he was good too, man. He played that role he played it believable. I see him in this little movie, man. This movie the other day, man. He did a good job, and it's forgot it was something like a Black Tales from the Crypt, something like that, man. And he was in. It was pretty cool little flick, man. He did a good job. He was funny in it too.
Okay, I like that.
Serious movie, but he was, you know, it was like little segments of different stories. I think it's called I forgot some kind of stories, but he did a good job.
Okay, I like that. So, okay, I like that. Yo, if you are just joining us, you are tuned in to the Pimp Game Podcast, and I'm your host, Kenny D, and we are here with the one and only Bruh Man from the Fifth Flow, and we are talking to him about his comedy career, icon and legend in the making. So, Bruh Man, let me ask you, you got some terrible news while you were on, you know, Martin, in terms of the cast or what have you. Tommy Ford passed away. Obviously, everybody knows Tommy is not having a job, which is dope, but he passed away a couple of years ago. Where were you when you got the news that Tommy had passed away?
Never forget, man. I was in Dallas, Texas, man. I was doing the show, getting ready to do a show, and they told me that he had passed, man. And I think who told me that? It was Sydney. Sydney was Dee Dee's mother. And she had texted me and told me that, you know, he had passed, man. And Tommy was like the only dude that I really hung out with on the show. You know, he used to go to his house, man. And then I think the last time I seen him, I was doing a show in Baltimore, and he was in town, and he came through, man, checked me out, man. And that was the last time I seen Tommy, man. So we used to talk because he used to like electronics, man. I like electronics, like new gadgets come out and all that. Tommy was like one of the first dudes that had the carry on VCR player you could carry on the plane, a little bitty compact joint, man. Had the little 8mm. You pop the movie in, man. You can watch it on the plane, man. Yeah. So he took me to his man, and I got me one.
So
yeah, man. We out in the gadgets and stuff, dude.
How much did that run you for you to get you one?
At that time, I think that was like $800. You know, it was expensive, man. It was expensive.
So you're in comedy. Obviously, you work with some great people, but obviously there's some other comics or maybe actors, actresses that you haven't worked with to this point. Who is someone that you would like to work with now that you just haven't had a chance to work with them and you're looking to work with them maybe in the future for Bruh Man?
Anybody, man. I mean, you know, man, I love De Niro. I love Eddie Murphy, man, Denzel, Wesley, you know, anybody, dude. I mean, there's a lot of actors that I looked up to as a kid, and a lot of actors that I like now, you know, that, you know, in my era that are great actors, man. I mean, you know, I love to work with, you know, Denzel, man, and Eddie Murphy. Eddie then took the game to a whole nother level, man, you know, versus his comedy. He could do comedy, he could do, you know, drama, he could do whatever it is, man. And you know, you seen the growth. I remember, man, I used to take my wife because my wife's last name was Murphy. She always talking about Eddie Murphy's her cousin. You know, when we was in high school, right? You know, that's my cousin. So we used to always go see the, you know, we went to see the Delirious and all those, you know, concert films he did. And we used to be dying laughing, man. And then to see from there to where he is now, and to see the growth and the progression of his skills, man. It's like watching somebody go from a fat person and working out all the way down to a nice fit person. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he don't have any fat meat, you know, left that you know, any unnecessary baggage, you know, he don't have. I mean, the man is on his game, man. I mean, I watched Mr. Church, and dude, man, had me crying in the movie, man. And then you turn around and watch, you know, something like a Harlem Nights or something like a Life or something like that, man. And you know, I mean, he and as an actor, that's what I like. I like to bring out all the emotions in a person, man. You know, like I want to bring out laughter. I want to bring out, you know, tears, sorrow, happiness, everything that you could bring out in a person, man. I think Eddie done pretty much mastered that now, dude.
I like that. I like that. So, what's Broadman's top 5 comedians of all time? Obviously, you're funny in your very own right. You're dope. But your top 5 comedians of all time for you.
That I liked, man, I liked Red Fox. I liked Rudy Ray Moore. I liked Richard Pryor, the top, man. I like Richard. Richard was like, man, when the Richard Pryor movie came out, dude, you was there, front and center. You know, from Which Way Is Up, you know, to JoJo Dancer. And then I have to say, coming down to who make me laugh, man. Cara Burnett make me laugh. She's funny. Cara Burnett was funny. And then I would say, you know, like cats that's out now. You know, George Carlin was funny too, man. I like George Carlin. He was another good one. He's another good. But they have so many cats. Though all the ones that I probably mentioned, man, you know, and like I already said about Eddie Murphy, but most of them are dead now, you know. But the living comics that I like now, man, you know, it's so many, dude. It's so many people that I like. Talent out of New York, you know, Freddie Ricks, he out of New York. Man, it's so many guys that just have me rolling, man. Earthquake funny to me, man. Corey Holcomb funny to me. You know, there's so many, man. There's so many dudes out there, dude. That's hilarious, man.
Hold on, I got a beef to pick with you. You mean to tell me Martin is not on the top 5 list? Who got Broadman?
Well, let me tell you something. You know, I left Martin and Bernie out because of, you know, you know, I don't want people to think, well, you were just on the show. Let me tell you something, man. When you talk about Martin and Bernie and Eddie, you know, those 3 cats, man, you know, you could put them around that same, you could put them in the same sentence almost. You know, like I say, but then when you go to movies, you got to say Eddie tops them all. But, you know, as far as comedy is concerned, Eddie, Martin, and Bernie, dude, these dudes they've created characters and just so much funny that it could go around for years, man. I mean, you know, Bernie Mac, just his aura and presence, and you know, when you see somebody and they start laughing without him even saying something, Bernie, Martin, and Eddie is in that category.
That's true.
They're in that category. When you just could look at a dude and start, because all the stuff that they've done, you know, it's in your head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You look at Martin and I'm thinking Dragonfly Jones, man. I'm rolling. You know what I mean? No, silence, silence. I ain't got no money, punk. That's in my head, you know. When I see Bernie, man, you know, you see, man, you motherfucker. Just the way he says his words. And you see Eddie, I'm thinking about because I'm a nasty motherfucker. In life, man, when he told Martin that, he said, man, why y'all really gotta say nasty shit? Because I'm a nasty motherfucker. The way they say the words, man, and the timing is all, you know, and that what Brotman was about. Brotman was about the timing, man. You know, in theater you learn timing. You know, you just can't say, you know, you close the window and then you just do like that and walk out. No, you close the window, you stare, then you cut. So it's just the timing to make it more funnier. So
to make it more
these
funny,
guys mastered it, man. I learned a lot from them just watching it.
I like that. I like that. So you tour, obviously you tour sometimes when you're doing comedy. Do you ever get burnt out sometimes, or do you love touring and being on the road?
I love what I do, man. Just came back from Germany, just came back from Jamaica, Atlanta. I've been all over the country, man, and like 16, 17 other countries. So I love what I do, man. I mean, I wouldn't change it for nothing, man. I love it. I love making people laugh. I love entertaining. I love live theater, man. Like I said, I've majored in theater, and I just used to like going into the black box, man, just to sit in there and just watch and smell the theater, man. That's how much I like it. I used to come early for, you know, before we rehearse our play. I was in this play called The Soldier's Play, Charles Fuller, and I was CJ Memphis, man. So I used to just go in there before everybody come, just sitting around looking and smelling the theater, man, and just, you know, just looking around, man, looking at the little dust particles in the lights, and looking at how the lights, you know, glow and had a little blue like reflection in the fall, you know, of the dust, man. I mean, all that stuff I love, man. I just love theater, man. Love
okay. I like that. I like that. So for any young girl out there, maybe young boy out there who wants to be the next Brahman, who wants to be the next Martin, who wants to be the next comedian, what would you tell them that they need to watch out for if they want to get in the game of comedy?
Well, man, just stay true, man. Don't, you know, do anything and don't ransom, you know, your integrity, man, for success. I mean, work hard. You know, well, I wouldn't even say work hard, man. Work enjoyable, work lovable. That when you make something, create something that you proud of, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not hard work. It's enjoyable work, man. If you work enjoyable, man, and you love what you do, then it's not hard, you know? So,
Okay.
you know, just, and never let anybody tell you that you can't do what you want to do. If you want to do this, man, I mean, focus 100% on accomplishing it. Every day, do something that's going to move you closer and closer to your goal, man. Because like they say, Japanese proverb, man, you know, a journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. So you take that single step, man, and then you just keep on progressing, man. You drop that pebble in the pond and it's going to cause ripples all the way across that pond, man. You just have to be willing to drop that pebble and start first, you know, just do something that's going to push you towards your goal every day.
I like that. I like that. So any future projects, tours, anything coming up for Brahman here in the near future?
Yeah, man, we writing a show right now, man. Me and I'm a writer. We writing a show right now about a character that, well, it's basically based on my life, you know, and it's gonna have a whole lot of things that I've been through, my wife and kids type situation, man. I think it's gonna be funny, man. I think it's gonna be cool, man. So we working on that. We pretty much finished it, so we just have to do a few little touch ups and see where it goes.
Okay.
But other than
like
that, you know, I'm just still on the road, man, doing comedy, man, doing what I do. I have to show tomorrow night in San Diego. So I've got to go down there. Matter of fact, I almost forgot about that thing because it's so close to home. I don't have to get on a plane this time. I just drive an hour and 40 minutes and I'm there.
Okay, so, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that. I like that. So the topic of the show today is how come we don't have any more hit TV shows out there like we used to back in the day? Martin, In Living Single, Family Matters, things of that nature. Your thoughts? What do you think the reason is why now we don't have any hit TV shows the way they were in the past?
That's a good question, man. I mean, especially Black shows, but I recently discovered BT Plus. So I go over to BT Plus and they have a whole lot of those shows over there. It's like a lot of Black, sitcoms, a lot of Black drama shows, and a lot of Black risque shows too. But they're good, man. I don't know why major networks don't have them. And I mean, they were built on Black. I mean, Fox was built on Black shows. Martin, Living Color, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Living Sing, all those shows, man. That's how Fox came up. So I don't know why now they don't have those type of shows anymore, man. But you know what? It will come back, because every time when they start falling off, just like they did before the Cosby Show came out, when NBC and all them was falling out, the sitcom was dying, and then Bill Cosby saved them. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what's happening now, man. Sitcoms are fading out. They starting to reboot shows, and because they knew that the shows back then worked, and now they're trying to reboot them, but they rebooting them, and it's not really showing justice to the shows that came before that. But I believe, man, that I believe it's a time. It's gonna be a time when they come back. I'm a juice.
Okay. Okay, cool. Sounds good. So, real quick, I know a comedian was devastated by, I think it was the Oscars, where probably a year ago, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock on live television for the whole world to see. What's your thoughts on that? You think he was right? He was wrong? Maybe Chris Rock was wrong? He was right? What's your thoughts on the Oscar slap?
Hey, man, look at here. One man can't be right all the time. You know what I'm saying? One man can't be, and I met both of those cats, man. And both of those cats, man, are some good dudes. They were real cool with me. I mean, Will, man, I was at a bowling alley. We had a bowling party one time, and Will came all the way across from where he was and told me, man, that he liked what I do and spoke to me, man. He cool cat. Never had no problems with that cat. And Chris, man, I hung out a whole day one time in I think it was South Carolina with his moms and his brothers, man. We hung out all day, man. His mom was one of the nicest persons I ever met, man. And Chris, when he did Bernie Mac with us, man, he was real cool, man. And I just hate that, to see, both of them, get into that little situation like that. And I hope they can squash it, man. And I mean, I wouldn't have never slapped nobody on national TV like that, but hey, I'm not him. I don't know, the story behind, it was a bad look, at that time. And he knows it was a bad look, man. I mean, I guarantee you he wish he could take that back, And I thought Chris was cool in not retaliating, because it would look even worse between, two Black dudes. You know what I'm saying? True. At that time when the world is watching, man. And I just hate that they did it, and it kind of, put a little ink on little smear on Richard Williams, man, because it was during his time, Richard Williams should have shined for that, when Will won the award. But I think that kind of tarnished Richard Williams' legacy a little bit, man. So, but like I say, they both cool cats, man. You can't be right all the time, and one man can't be wrong all the time.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, any final thoughts for your fans out there who've been rocking with you since you was in the choir, since you did Martin and Menace to Society, all of that? Any final thoughts for your fans before we sign off on Pimp Game?
Just stay tuned, man. More to come, brother. More to come, right? Trust me. And I mean, I was down for like 2 years, man, because I had to get a kidney transplant. And my wife was my donor, man. Now she won't never let me forget it. Well, and every time she wants something, I say, no, I gave you a kidney. Wake me up, tell me when to go pee. Tell me, go pee, because my other kidney got to pee. That means that one got to pee too. Like, you better shut up.
Oh, man, yeah. That is funny. That's funny.
I'm back now. My strength back, man. I'm back. I'm ready to get back to work. I'm ready to do what I got to do and have a good time, man, and make people laugh, cry, feel happy, and feel sad. I think I'm going to see Creed 3 tonight, though. Take the fam out to see Creed 3.
Okay, I like that. So, tell everybody who you chilling with.
Well, what you mean, just chilling? I'm just chilling, man, with myself, man, and my fam. That's all I do, man. But right now I'm chilling with Kenny D off up in this here podcast. My man, you know, with his cut looking fresh and everything. Got your head showing. You got more head than hair, boy. I see you, man.
Bro, man, got me laughing, man. You crazy. All right. So that concludes our show for this evening. And we would like to thank our fans out there for tuning in, as well as our YouTube lovers. We make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So you want to go to I Am Kenny D and subscribe. And when you turn those notifications on, make sure you check in, because you will be the first to get those notifications when we upload videos. And finally, we would like to thank the one, the only, the magnificent, the icon, Broadman from the Fifth Flow on the hit TV show, Martin, for joining the Pimp Game Podcast. All right? See you
Gonna
next
go eat
time
me a couple
on
of
Pimp Game.
serve sandwiches now.
All right, everybody. See you next time on Pimp Game. You don't want to miss it. Holla.
Audio Jungle.